I think over the last 20 years we have seen first an effort, to further institutionalize, perhaps improve, strengthen the effectiveness of what humanitarian actors do. But at the same time, this has been accompanied by a process of fragmentation and expansion of the set of actors that operate in the humanitarian sector. And so at the moment, I think we are at a rather critical juncture, because we have the system as traditionally constituted that continues to operate in ways that haven't fundamentally changed, and that the edges of the system, a whole other world of actors that is actually occupying a very important space and perhaps responding to crises even more directly than some of the system can in a number of crises. I think we're seeing a range of usual risks as well as risks that we are less prepared to, and some of them come from the cleavages that exist in society, both in countries where poverty is extreme, but also in countries that have been considered for a long time middle-income countries, or even well-developed countries. And I think that's something we need to prepare for. We see more and more urban violence that we're not very equipped to address. We don't even have the normative framework to know how to engage in these environments. We're seeing more and more disasters in contexts that are difficult operationally to bring assistance to, and I think these are some of the challenges for a system that tries to innovate but continues to struggle to do it properly. The system needs to be able to, reward creativity, flexibility, the ability to innovate, because at the moment everything is experimented at a very local level or on a very small scale, but we're still not seeing a profound transformation of the way in which we try and deliver assistance or, interpret, understand protection. I think today we're seeing a lot of very interesting interventions by, people that are closest to the communities that suffer from crisis, be that the host communities, the diaspora, small private sector actors, interventions by entrepreneurial individuals are trying to assist the communities in crisis. We need to do a little bit more reflection on how we can maximize the benefit that this type of actors can provide to communities. How we make sure that this becomes principled action that is included in the type of efforts that more internationally established better structured organizations promote. But we can't lose this energy that exists locally, also because in many ways very often is more culturally appropriate, is closer to the action, and at times better accepted by people. There is a lot of actors in crisis-affected countries that are increasingly responding to emergencies in a set of contexts. I think we'll see that more and more. Also internationally, actors from developing countries are starting to structure their responses and responding in neighboring countries more and more. We're doing in my team a lot of work on regional organizations. There is an increasing number of regional organizations that are developing humanitarian departments. ASEAN is one, the Organization for Islamic Conference is another one, OIC. It will be interesting to see to what extent they will be able to not be paralyzed by the politics that often paralyze the UN. We need to recognize that in many crises they will be better suited as respondents, because of their cultural proximity, their, the shared values they may have with the set of actors on the ground, because of the acceptance, because of the proximity. And so we need to fundamentally renegotiate the way in which we engage with these actors, that we think to reach out to these actors. We allow them to inform the way in which we operate. Which is, fundamental. I think the dialogue is still too much about us trying to share how we do things and try and encourage them to come along and do it the way we do it, rather than wanting to learn and allow the action to be informed by different ways of doing things on both sides.